Holy shit, look at that guy on the wrong side of the highway. He's going to kill somebody. Hey! Hey!
What's going on? Joker wants to race. All right, come on. Let's go. Let's go.
Put your window down!
He wants something. He's probably drunk.
You're going the wrong way!
What?
You're going the wrong way!
We're going. Yeah, how did he know? Thank you.
We're going to be using aliases our next job to relate. Come on. Let's go, Captain Lindfors. Try again. Hey, everybody. Is there a window open? I feel a draft. Wanted a kiss and call your mother. Oh, that was a good one.
Hey, prehistoric forest.
Ahoy, friends. It's me, Dave Landau. After a long night on stage, I like to kick back with a captain's hat and a fine cigar and watch the Dennis and Andy show. These guys are huge nerds, but they're the kind that you actually want to hang out with. Enjoy them. I do.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Dennis and Andy Show on this fine Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Hello, everyone. Randy Howell is here in the chat. Look at that. Always first and foremost. What's up, Randy? Hi-ho, here's DNA. That's right. Who do we got here? We've got the longest cosplays. Good afternoon to you. Amish Ninjas here. Hello, chat. Hello, Dennis and Andy. Well, hello to you. What is this one? Entity. Hello. Oh, that's a cute little picture of a kitty. That reminds me of my cat that's been gone for over a year now.
Oh, now you're gonna cry. Thank you.
Sandy.
You're making him cry.
No, I'd reach over and use his sleeves to wipe the tears, but he's so selfish he doesn't wear sleeves for me to wipe my tears.
Nope. Suck it.
No, that's how you spell DNA. Dr. Mask is in the house. Marcus Kelligrew, Joe Bernardo. Aloha, guys. That is right.
What's his Keith's a great guy. How do you know he's going to be on? Well, anyway, look at that. They remembered your birthday.
Well, thank you very much, Grifter. It was my birthday, and for a present, feel free to go back, Kor-Drath, The Awakening, and that would be just a great birthday present for me, and you get the gift of the best graphic novel around by DNA.
Speaking of which, didn't somebody send you something for November 5th, your birthday?
Oh, yeah.
But let's pull the super chat. We already got a super chat. Travis Badge, look at that. Perrick, $5. Mr. T is in for the win. Let's celebrate and have a good time. And yes, we're celebrating because Andy is 55. He is old. He is over that hill.
You'll be there in a few weeks. And from the boss man himself, I love it when I get this for my birthday.
November 5th. Remember, November 5th is the most important day in the history of our country. Thank you very much.
I didn't say it was the most important day. No, I would not. That would be so self-serving.
Yep, and it was my brother's. My brother turned 51 on the same day. So look at that. Look at all those great birthdays on November 5th.
The great part is I look younger than your brother, who's 4 years younger than me.
I don't think so.
I do. These people in the chat can't even believe I'm 55. They're like, did he say 35? Because that looks about right. So,
well, guys, before we bring in our guests, we have our weekly fantasy football update.
That's right. Let's make that a little bit bigger. There we go, so they can see it. So last week, I did lose to Choctaw Chick, who I believe is Dennis's sister-in-law. She racked up a hell of a lot more points than she was even supposed to. It was more, supposed to be like 50-50, but she ranked up those points. She's still down there, though. What is that? What is she, 10th place? Is that what I see? I moved down from 4th place to
that's weird.
Wait, where am I?
Well, hold on.
Right.
That isn't right.
That's not the right one.
No.
Do you not know how to pull up stats? My daughter Courtney is still in 1st place. 2nd and 3rd, I have no idea. I was in 4th. I'm now in 5th. Dennis won his game last week and is now in 4th place above me. And so we are both 5 and 4, which means
there they are.
There it is.
That was last week's. For some reason, it didn't pop up.
Oh, wait, I take it back. I'm in 4th. Dennis is in 3rd
That's right.
place.
You heard it right. Back on top. Woo!
But this week, Dennis and I play each other. So
I'll continue to rise. Even though I got a bunch of guys on a bye week, my scrubs can still beat anything Andy puts out.
The fact that you have bye players doesn't surprise me at all. You low T bitch.
What's that got to do with it? They're still going to whoop your ass. So, guys, you will see me move up the ranks next week. So, anyway,
you heard Dennis. He has bye players on his team, and he will be in 4th place next week or lower after I defeat him this upcoming weekend and go to 6 and 4.
And Marcus dropped to 4 and 5 in his league. So you're going to be right there with Marcus. I get it.
Well, I can't be 4 and 5 because I already have 5 wins. I could be 5 and 5.
You're going to be going down.
But you'll be 5 and 5.
Yep, just like the Cowboys.
Well,
as in the Cowboys season
is over.
Yeah, it's over. Just like your hopes in fantasy football.
Nope, they're still there. I'm doing fine. All right, let's bring on our guests for today.
We got stuff to do today.
We got 2 guests. One is new to the show, but not new to me. I've known this fellow for well over 20 years.
And does he admit it?
He still looks like a teenager, but he's just a year or 2 younger than me, and that is Keith.
Hey, guys.
Well, look at that.
Keith, I need to find out what type of hair dye you use, because that is pretty brown up there.
No, it's really not. Like, if you see me in person, I'm pretty much salt and pepper phase of my life now. And, it's darker in my office right now, so the light's not catching it.
Oh.
But sometimes I'll see a picture of myself, and I'm like, oh, my God, like, I have like George Clooney here.
Got it.
Depends on the lighting.
50 what?
54.
Nice.
Oh,
you and Dennis, same age.
Yeah, high five, long distance. We're the babies on this channel.
You know, if you did it right, you could fist bump them because of how the screen.
Try.
Do that.
No, that's the wrong way, Keith. You got to go to the side.
No, because I'd rather just punch Andy. See, too hard.
You're an idiot. All right, and back to the show. A friend of everybody's, lives here in town. Always see him at the local cons. Ex-police officer, Mr. Badass, the only guy I know that can literally say he's seen a person torn in half because of a train.
Oh, yeah.
Rich Stahnke.
That was a good day.
I wish you would have taken a photo. But no, you never think of me when you see these things.
Yeah, I took middle snapshots.
Is that true, Rich? You saw someone get ripped in half by a train?
I didn't see it when it happened. I saw the after effects, yeah.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
A lot of nasty stuff, Keith.
No, I'm sure you have over the years, right? But, man, that seems especially horrible.
Why don't you girls get a room?
Maybe we will. God.
Wow. Hey, but hey, you can't pick on Rich too much. When we do our awesome after campaign stream at the brewery, Hook shows up, Rich shows up to hang out with us and drink beer. So you know what? Always.
You guys were buying, so I went.
What's that?
You guys were buying, so I went.
Of course.
Oh, that's how it works. We understand how this works now, Rich. Thanks.
Yeah, we understand the relationship. Yeah, dude. A train ran over this guy, bisected him right around the gut, 2 clean pieces right there.
Yep. Like a magic trick.
So, like, did everything bleed out of him? Like, was it just like a giant ocean of blood in the ground?
No, surprisingly clean.
Really?
Yeah. But he may have been dragged for a while. There might have been blood down the tracks I didn't see. But what I was looking at was relatively clean, which made it all the more weird. You know, it was kind of like, that's so odd looking. It was very clean and very neat.
You found both halves of them, though?
Yeah, both halves were there. Yeah, we didn't leave any part behind.
Were you able to stitch them back together and save them?
I tried. I asked if I could have some of it to take home, but they wouldn't let me.
Now, see, Keith is joking, but I have a real question. When they take him to the morgue,
I'll bet they do.
When they take him to the morgue, not that they stitch them back together, but do they literally just put them on one table and push them together?
Super glue.
I'll bet they do. I mean, I'm sure in the casket they put the legs and the torso.
Yeah, the mortician might have done something like that. The medical examiner has no reason to make him look pretty.
No, but wouldn't a medical examiner, to save a table, just put them both on one table? Because the table is meant for one long.
I wasn't there, but I'm going to assume, there's no reason taking up a bunch of space.
See?
Wow. I just, I just want to know, was there blood? I mean, it was on both halves. You think both halves would completely bleed out? Or was it so clean that it just was, and that was it?
Hey, Rich, let me take this one because you literally answered that from Keith within the past 5 minutes.
I recall that.
Proves my point. Dennis not only doesn't listen to me, he doesn't listen to our guests.
He's looking at stats. He's doing the fantasy
football. I'm actually going through all the things here.
I'll repeat what Rich said. It looked like he was probably drugged for a while.
Yeah, I heard that.
It was pretty clean.
Yeah, being drugged does not make it. How does it?
He
clean
said
from
it was
being
clean.
Drugged? If you drag a body, that does not make it clean. Is my point.
He literally said it was clean.
But you said because he drug a body. Again, that makes no sense.
It was pretty clean, Dennis.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich. That's all I wanted to know.
But he answered that.
He just
you
did
should
perfectly.
pay attention to the show we are doing.
This
is why the viewership numbers go down and not up, because they're like, damn, Dennis is stupid.
Yeah, and look at this. He's even saying Andy's friction cauterizes the wound.
Right. That was my point. The steel wheels of the trainer freaking
Andy's
hot.
Friction, which means your constant nagging.
Oh my God.
Well, let me football
for punch.
Oh,
Punch number one. Guys, before we get into other topics, let's talk about punch real quick.
We got to hear about this from Rich at one of the last shows. I thought it was absolutely a fantastic idea, something that's really cool in my mind. So this would be a great time to talk about it. So, hey, give us the rundown on Punch and how you guys came up with this.
Or play the video as well if you want.
You want to play the video first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Video.
All right, let's do that. It's a hell of a video.
It really is.
Full screen it.
In a world where neurodiverse, genetically engineered animals hunt, fight, and kill cryptozoological creatures, there exists a team that can only be called Punch. This summer, from writer Keith Champagne and artist Rich Stahnke, a brand new title from New Pain Productions. Punch! Bitches.
Nice.
So what does Punch stand for? It went by kind of quick. So give us, I know it's what's that, anagram? Is that what that means? Acronym. That's it.
It's an acronym, yeah. Keith, you want to get that one?
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, there was a comment that said that Andy and Dennis are like an old married couple, and I agree with that. Like, you guys don't even have sex anymore. You've been together so long.
Not at all. Not at all. He won't even spoon.
Nope. No lingerie either. Screw that.
Nope.
I'm done. And
thongs have been put away.
And now when we do the show, I require him to wear pants. So, this is done.
Too bad nobody can make me do that.
You guys should get some
stand up,
because I think you can rekindle that
like
fire.
Deadpool when he got cut in half.
Was there blood?
No blood.
No, he got drugged for a while. That's why it's clean.
You cauterized it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you ever run out of toilet paper, just drag it for a while and you'll clean yourself.
Wow.
I learned that in the Boy Scouts.
Keith knows.
What?
This guy used to be a scout leader.
No,
Who do you think told me?
We use leaves, man. What Boy Scouts did you do? We didn't even bring toilet paper. You just used anything that wasn't poisonous.
Yeah, well, I mean, now that you mention it, I was surrounded by like puppies and dogs, and they were just dragging their butts on the ground. So I figured that's what you do.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't the Scouts after all. Maybe I was in like an obedience thing.
It was a shock collar that gave it away. Like, why do I have to put this on?
See, Randy's right. Don't rake the leaves in my yard. You'd be surprised what you'd find.
That's
Landmines.
right. All right. We'll scroll down a little bit so we're not looking at that black screen while we're talking about it.
All right.
Yeah.
And what does PUNCH stand for?
It's right there.
So it's pubescent, undercover, neurodiverse, cryptid hunters.
Nice.
The title kind of says it all. As far as where the book came from, it was created by Rich, really. It was Rich's idea. We can all blame him for this one.
Oh, yeah.
Rich's twisted mind. This is what retired cops think about.
All day long.
Nice.
Yeah. So what made you come up with it, Rich?
Yeah. Right.
Well, let's see. I mean, a while back, Keith, I don't know how long ago it was. You know, Keith wrote sort of a relaunch of the radioactive adolescent black belt hamsters. Is that right?
Close enough. Yeah. It's
adolescent
radioactive black belt hamsters.
So I didn't know that until I saw him mention that in an interview. There was somebody who went quite in depth with him looking over that book and that work. And I was like, do you want to revisit that? And he's like, no, let's, if we want to do something like that type of book, kind of the homage parody of the Turtles, because that was one of those books I think came out in the 80s when a bunch of books hit after the Turtles became popular.
Yeah.
Keith just said, well, why don't we just do our own? And it makes sense, why not own something and create it? And
it's funny how I remember this differently, in that I remember you saying to me, why don't we just do our own?
Okay, I'll take the credit. I thought Keith blew it off and said, no, let's do our own. But
well, Rich is older than you, Keith, so the mind does wander.
No, it's funny. Either way, one of us said, why don't you do your own? And so we did our own. We had some email back and forth to kind of develop it a little bit, right? I sort of pretended to listen to Rich's ideas and then just went and did my own thing.
Well, who came up with the title, the acronym?
Oh, that was a back and forth too.
Yeah, that was definitely a back and forth.
Yeah, Keith said, let's do our own. And that, I don't know, Andy or Dennis or Keith too, how you guys have, every once in a while, if something catches my attention or my brain seizes on something, it won't stop running.
Sure. Yep.
And so for the next 48 hours or so, I was reeling off acronyms and book titles and firing them off at Keith. And he shot down all of them. And then he came up with PUNCH. And then I think we fought over what the letters would actually stand for. We changed it about 10 times. And we settled on what we got here.
Okay, cool.
So some of them weren't PUNCH. It was completely different acronyms like FIST.
Yeah, actually, I think FIST was one of them.
FIST was one of them, yeah.
Maybe SMASH was one of them. I don't remember anymore.
I don't remember either.
One of them, I think, was Pussy.
Did you think of the words? Like, did you think of the word and then try to break each letter down? Or did you come up with a different word and go, what word and then trying to make out of the first letter?
Yeah, word first.
Yeah, it was a word because I know neurodiverse was not the first word to go with the N in the title. and I think we changed the H from I think Hitman was the original, and then we changed it to Hunters. So it went through several reiterations before we settled on what we got.
Okay. Well, that's cool. And then after that, I guess a conversation about characters and stuff. So Rich could start doing some design stuff.
Yeah.
More or less. I don't know if there was a conversation about characters so much in that. I just really hit the ground running with this stuff now. Like, I don't tend to overthink it or overdevelop it.
Right.
I just work it out in the script. So I think I started sending Rich, pages of script, and then he would design the characters as he was getting the pages of script, like as he needed to. As the character would be introduced, he would just design it.
Right. Well, that's cool. Well,
that to me is the appeal of this creator-owned stuff. Is I don't have to jump through anyone else's hoops. We can develop your own process, and we really enjoy it.
You mean when Rich gets the script, he doesn't call you or email you and go, "This isn't working for me, redo it"?
Not yet. No.
Not yet.
No, I love getting the pages, and Keith kind of writes on the fly, and I don't mean that as an insult. It's cool process. I mean, in my opinion. So I honestly, Keith is writing the book. I mean, I don't want to downplay that at all. I threw out a bunch of weird concepts and maybe elements to him, and he integrated them very well. Some of them he didn't, and it's probably for the best. But when I get the script pages, I literally have no clue what's going to happen next. So he might send me 4 pages. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is a cool scene. And I don't know what's coming next. So until I get page 24, page 48 or whatever, it's like, oh, shit, that's how it's going to end. I'm out of the loop as far as that.
Right.
Well, Andy knows. Andy and I work together a lot as a writer and artist. He kind of knows my process too.
Yeah. No, I mean, and your stuff's easy to, because you're an artist as well, Keith, you write visually. So, it's not one of those scenarios where it's like, oh my God, this guy is just not thinking clearly on how this should be, interpreted on a page, and that is definitely a plus when the writer is an artist too, compared to just, I've worked with writers before that just don't think visually at all. When I was working on a certain book for DC, I can think of, and it was like pulling teeth, drawing the stuff, because you're just like, oh my God.
Hey, Jimmy Reyes.
Jimmy Reyes in the house. Hello.
Also, just so you guys know that are watching, and it'll be app at the end. For those watching on YouTube and Rumble, all the links will be listed right down below for Punch. You guys can go at any point and back it. For those of you watching on X, Twitter, then that will be put public service announcement. They will be posting all the links right in there, because you guys can't post and comment, but all the links will be there, so you guys can also back it at any time.
Well, thank you. That was informative.
So let's hear about these. Let's hear about this cast of characters. We saw a little bit of them in the trailer.
Yeah, well, in this book, there's a team. I mean, basically, if you combine the Ninja Turtles and the X-Men, that's kind of what we're doing here. We got our team of characters here, and without my glasses on, I can't even see what the screen says there. But which one? Chestnut is the squirrel, and he's kind of like our Cyclops.
Nice.
He's the team leader. Apple is a female otter, and the big mustache that she has on her face kind of throws people off. But she's, yeah. Oh, I guess I should tell you how they're neurodiverse too. So, like, Chestnut, the team leader, has OCD.
Okay.
Apple deals with depression. We've got Marshmallow, who is kind of like our Wolverine character, has a lot of anger issues, anger control management. Sushi / Kibble is a hybrid shark / dog, and is a multiple personality disorder. Like, sometimes you're going to get Sushi, the shark, sometimes you're going to get Kibble, the dog, depending on the situation. And then Flapjack is the lemur in the front there, the whitish gray one. And Flapjack has Tourette's. So
nice.
A lot of them just, in the middle of something, just start busting out with some dicey language.
So with Apple, the one you said Apple has depression, right?
Yeah. Oh, and there's also Crackers, who is the orangutan, and Crackers has autism.
Okay, so when Apple gets into a fight, do they just want to give up and die because they're depressed?
No.
No.
I mean, do they have anything to live for? I mean, they have depression.
So far, they haven't given up and just died yet. But
so, Keith, I must say, you gave all these characters these great, OCD, autism, all these great things, and you divided it up among 5-6 characters, whatever. And I feel like you got all this from conversations with me, and you're like, I can take everything Andy has. He's such a nut job, and break
honestly,
them up.
It's kind of like that was kind of my process. I was like, how can I split Andy up into 5 or 6 different characters?
That's the twist ending,
and it worked out.
You did a good job.
And there's also they have an elephant character, Dr. Coconuts, or Professor Coconuts, depending on how I remember to write him that day. And he's sort of the Professor Xavier of the team.
I'm looking for him.
I don't know if he's in the preview art we have.
Yeah, I don't think he's on this page.
And then the biggest cryptid of all, Bigfoot, is kind of a mythical, mysterious character running through this book as sort of the final boss that they're going to have to deal with eventually.
So,
actually, there's Coconuts right
language. Is this an E for everyone? Is this book for teens? Is this an adult book? Is there lots of blood and gore? I mean, how far did you guys go?
I'd say teens.
Teens?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's blood and gore for sure. There's some, especially with Flapjack and his Tourette's, there is some dicey language that he throws out sometimes. So I would, say PG-13, like T for teen, in that range. But I think I'm the version, and we're going to shop it around to like Scholastic too and stuff like that, because I think there could be a market for it in that market.
Well, I was going to say, for the Tourette's character there, instead of saying naughty words, he could just say naughty words, but the way kids would say them. So it's like, poop!
Yeah. Honestly, that's kind of thinking.
Fat butt! Things like that. Boobies!
That was my nickname in high school, by the way.
Fat butt?
Yeah.
I know. Well, you told me, so.
Yeah. Thanks for revealing it to the word.
Well, you used all my symptoms and stuff here, so at least I could do. How many pages is this book?
The first issue is 48 pages.
Okay.
And we're, we had a low funding goal, which we hit. And so we're trying to add some extra content as we go. I find with stretch goals, the best way to handle it is that people want more stuff in the book. Like everyone likes prints and shit like that. But we kind of asked around our backers and they were like, yeah, you know what? More stuff is good.
Yeah, more content. Sure. Yeah. Sure. Let's see. Randy says, let me see. Let me click on this here. Well, if you're going to Scholastic, better not use Peanut. Peanut the squirrel. Rest in peace, buddy. Everybody forgets Fred the raccoon. That's what's
raccoons
sad.
Don't get any love.
I know.
Very sad.
Let's see these different covers. Give us a rundown of these covers, Rich.
All right, so this is on kind of a rotation. This right, okay. There's my cover, just popped up. That's the primary cover number 1A or whatever. The next one I believe is Keith's is going to pop up here next. I believe there's Keith's Bigfoot cover.
Oh, cool.
I'm not sure, Keith. I don't know who colored that.
That was our boy Pariah, Andy Ply.
Oh, nice, cool.
This is Rich Miller. Did the Hulk homage cover?
That's great.
Yeah, Rich was my roommate in Cuba school.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nicole Jelinek. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
That's our cryptid cover.
Nice.
And then we have our pal, our mutual friend Tom Nean is doing a nude cover.
Oh, so that's not done yet then?
No, I mean Tom's always late on everything.
I know.
But he's going to somehow find a way to do a funny / sexy nude cover with these animal characters.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what character would he be drawing then?
All of them, I hope.
Well, we've got the 2 female characters who are sexy as hell.
Right there. Yeah,
there's no one sexy in this book at all. So I mean, he's got his work cut out for him. I'm excited to see what he comes up with.
Yeah, definitely. Let's break down the individual tiers, perks that people can get.
All right. Okay. So over here on the side, you can see you can just throw us money if you like. We appreciate that.
Yep.
That's always good. You can see that I back the Rich Miller cover. So that's a $20 cover C, but you can get, all the individual covers. You could get the anthropomorphized PDF there for $10. Now, and this is going to be a minimum 48 pages.
Right.
I'll be shocked, Keith, if we don't go 52 on it, probably.
No, that's cool.
So, $10 for a PDF on Kickstarter is not bad, especially if you're going to get 48 to 52 pages of material. So you can get the PDF. You can buy each of the individual covers, my cover, Keith's cover, Nicole's cryptid centric cover, and you can also get a Punch logo T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
Of the official secret government program, Punch.
I like that. I like that logo. Keith, did you do that?
No, actually, Rich did that logo.
Oh, nice.
I pulled it into Illustrator and I tweaked it up a little bit.
Oh, cool.
And then I made a shirt out of it.
I think it makes a nice little,
it does
simple,
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. It's a nice graphic image. So
yeah. So that's their official program logo. You'll see it featured in the book here and there, like it's on the side of their airplane, a little place. It's on the little collar tag for the cat Marshmallow, and it's later on in the book, some pages we don't have here, you'll see it on some jackets that they're wearing in a cold environment. Then you can buy, the whole set for $80.
Sweet.
Then this is a pretty good deal here. Digital content, a bunch of the books that Keith's been putting out through the New Pain label.
Yeah, all of our whole catalog in digital form.
So what's that like?
It's probably like 700 pages of material now.
How much?
Wow.
It's probably like 700 or so.
Oh, cool.
In that range.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean there's about 7 or 8 different individual books, and then the graphic novel, the Switch graphic novel. Yeah, that's a pretty good amount of pages.
Yeah, maybe I exaggerate. Maybe 500 pages. I'm not thinking about it. But they're all good. Like the 500 best pages you've ever read, practically.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So good you'll slap your mother. Okay, the retailer tier. Anybody's got a shop or just wants a ton of books at home, you can back that. I mean, what do they get here, Keith? 1, 2, 7?
They get 4 of the main covers and 2 each of the variant covers for half price, basically.
Okay, cool.
Yes, that's a pretty good deal for a store.
2 new backers so far. We need that official DNA bump. Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so start backing it.
Andy's got your DNA bump right there.
You're a TMNT fan or hamster fan or any of those good fun things, you're going to like this.
So this next one here is pretty unique. Keith came up with this. For $150, you'll be guaranteed to get the very first copy produced of the book as it rolls off the print.
Oh, cool.
Machine.
Yeah, we'll have a little certificate of authenticity to go with that one, and the very first copy that's ever printed.
And can I assume that they would be first in line for fulfillment too?
Oh yeah, for sure.
There you go. First one out the door, first one off the printer.
And you're going to hand deliver it?
I mean, I could.
So here's the funny thing. I keep forgetting to add this to our campaign. For our last campaign, we did have a tier, and we added it when there was only like 3-4 weeks left. I think it was. Did we do this or did we joke about it? I think we did it. Where I think it was like $5,000, but for $5,000, you get every variant cover of the book. And Dennis and I will hand deliver it and take you out to dinner in the continental United States.
That's pretty fun.
I go along with that. If we want to add that, Keith, I can do that.
Yeah.
It came up. We had somebody on, and they decided they were going through their campaign, on our channel, and all of a sudden we got down for $10,000. I want a golf cart, so buy me a golf cart.
Well, it was a golf cart with his publishing company logo on it for $10,000. So I mean, why not?
For Daybreak number 4, as a stretch goal for my Daybreak comic, I flew down to Tennessee for one day just to sign everyone's copy. Like it was their ultimate stretch goal. So I flew out in the morning to Tennessee, spent like 3 hours there, signed all the books, turned around and flew back that afternoon. And as I'm leaving the printers in Tennessee, they're like, we could have just printed all the covers and sent them to you separate. Then you could have signed them and sent them back. And then we just put them on the books after we print the books.
Right. Yeah.
But it was a fun day. It was an adventure.
Well, lessons learned.
Lessons
work
learned.
harder, not smarter.
Exactly.
What else we got here? All right. We got Rich Miller's cover art is still available, the original art for you guys to like to
I have right here, actually.
Oh, I love it when we have original art. Look at that.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And like then that. If we're talking about art, I'm going to add this to the page today or tomorrow. But I've got this is the only page that Rich and I have done on paper.
Oh really?
Oh wow.
The splash page of Marshmallow. Everything else is digital, but we did this one page as a splash.
Oh cool.
So we can add it as a reward.
Yeah, this is the first time I've done everything digital. Yeah.
The longest.
Hey, thank you, longest.
Just back punch.
There we go. Another one. Love it.
Grok Comics. Andy, are you going to CharlotteCon in December? Yes, December 15th. Dennis and I will both be at CharlotteCon. That is our last convention for the year.
Yeah.
Rich, are you going to be there?
As far as I know, yeah, unless something weird happens, but I'm planning on it. Yeah.
Oh wait, look at that! You could get 3 of us.
Update. I will not be going to the CharlotteCon in December because Rich is now going. Just kidding. Of course I'm going. Sitting next to Rich.
Yeah, I was going to say, usually you're right next to us or one away. Well, last time I think you were Kinney Corner.
No, he was next to us last time.
No, you guys took up those 2 tables, so it seemed like I was really far away.
Oh, maybe that's it. Well,
yeah.
We got 2 tables again this time, so you're going to, we'll yell down to you.
Yeah. You'll have to talk over Marcus because I know he'll be sitting between us.
Oh yeah, yeah. Marcus always does, and we should have Bud on the one side, and you should be on the other side. Then
that's right.
Well, we'll see. We'll know. I don't know if you guys remember how that went the last time, but we'll see.
It'll be fine.
Oh, we only need one more backer for that official DNA bump. So there.
Yes,
it does sound good.
Right. Get yourself a little DNA and rub it around.
The DNA bump, yeah. That's what we used to call collecting samples when I was on the job.
Nice.
DNA bump.
It's bad enough with Andy here, but Rich, you don't have to antagonize him.
Yeah, you gotta get the swab.
Yeah.
Every time I see Rich at the show, he's like, I got the swab open wide. I'm like, again? How much of my DNA do you need? And he's like, until we start finding some of these suspects, we're just throwing your DNA in every one. Like,
Andy didn't know he was getting my DNA.
Oh
wow, that didn't sound good, boy. The Unibrain's working again.
It is. All right. Keep going.
Here's a good one here. Variant cover, one of a kind. So if I'm reading,
we'll make a unique cover for your book. If you back the campaign and back this tier, you're going to get a 1-of-1 cover just for you, along with the original cover. And we'll do a limited print run of that cover, and then it'll never be printed again. So the backer will have the only copies in existence.
Yeah, so you get original art and you get 25 copies of the book too.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty good for maybe a store, because we could do a store variant and they'd end up with 25 copies, that's it, limited edition.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. That's
I like
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, steal that idea if you want.
I might.
Yeah, feel free.
I got to get up the $5,000 one. We'll hand deliver it first, but yeah.
And then I think down from there is all stuff that's been taken.
The early bird special's gone. Keith's artwork's already been bought.
Yeah, my
nice.
big cover's gone.
Yeah. So that's the end of the tiers and rewards for now.
Yeah,
we'll
come back to it at the end of the show. Give them a little bit of time to digest it. There is the link, like I said, YouTube, Rumble guys. They will be in the description for those of you on Twitter X. It will. It's already posted, so you can just click on it there. So let's talk a little Terrifier 3.
Yeah. So Dennis and I saw
one more thing about the rewards.
All that gore. And Keith told us before the show, he, like most bad parents, took his his one son's old enough, definitely, not quite sure about the other one because it is a not rated movie, Keith. You know that, right? It's not R rated, it's NR.
And they got that in theaters?
It was
yeah.
My younger son is 14, and he took it upon himself to watch Terrifier 2 the week before.
Behind your back, it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
pretty much. But he thought it was fun. Like, it didn't freak him out or anything. He actually watched it with his brother. My other son is 20, and it bothered my 20-year-old more than it bothered my 14-year-old.
Well,
So
I've met
clearly,
both
I'm raising
boys.
these.
I can understand
Wow.
that after knowing your sons. So.
Yeah, no, they're yeah, that's right. You've met my kids.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Hey, we want to go see Terrifier 3," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess we'll go check it out." And it was definitely an experience for sure.
Now, did you know going into it that preview screenings of it, people in the first 5 minutes walked out and some puked after the first 5 minutes?
I didn't know that. My son told me that the actor that plays Art the Clown puked doing one of the scenes. And I think
he wanted a stunt double to actually do the scene.
Well, in Terrifier 2, there's a bedroom scene, and when the actor, I think his name's David something, showed up on set that day, so I watched this interview with him. He shows up on set, and it was so gross. He goes to the director. He's like, "Can you just have my stunt double do this?" And the director's like, "No, because your face is in the shot." And he did dry heave from the scene.
Yeah, they definitely push the boundaries. I mean, deliberately trying to push the boundaries, I think.
If you think this, well, here's the nice thing, Keith. If you go back and watch 1 and 2, unlike us who saw them in order, so it just got progressively worse, you'll just be receding, going like, "Well, that's not that bad."
It gets
really?
easier.
That's kid stuff.
It's funny. I got a 16-year-old niece, and Andy and I had just walked out of the movie, and we went to do the review the next morning. My niece texted me, and she's like, "Hey, Uncle Dennis, I just saw Terrifier." I was like, "Wait, what? They don't even let you watch Gremlins, much less something like that." But she did, and I was like, "So, how did you react to it?" She goes, "It was overly gory, but it wasn't bad." And I'm like, "Oh, wow. Maybe 2 and 3 are in your future." And apparently she is now watching the Alien and Aliens franchise one. So I'm like, boy, my niece is growing up just like that and is liking horror movies.
Yep.
Raising them right.
So here's the question for you. During the movie, and we're not going to give away spoilers and stuff, so I'll describe the scene in the movie. And it was a scene that made Dennis and I both wince. Oh, and by the way, there were 6 people in our theater when we went to see it, 3 groups of 2. Yep. 2 people did get up and leave after 15 minutes.
Yep. The girl got up and she walked out, and then all of a sudden, like 30 seconds later, he stood up. I'm like, "Oh, I thought maybe they're going to the bathroom." Nope, never came back. We're like, "Oh, lost a third of the audience."
Yeah. So
was it the chainsaw scene?
Yes. That was the scene that when that happened, we were both almost at the same time, like, "Oh."
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was probably
then they flipped them over, and we were like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
We were sitting there, and literally we both cringed. I was like, "Oh, Franks and beans." That was rough. Usually, I don't wince. I don't jump scare. I mean, that stuff doesn't bother me. That is the first time in a long time I just benched over and I could feel it.
Yeah, for sure. Like to me, that was like. Did you guys ever see Bone Tomahawk?
Oh yeah.
There's a scene in Bone Tomahawk where they split that guy up the middle.
Yep.
Well,
it made me cringe that way also. Like
there's a scene in Terrifier 2 where they do pretty much that same thing.
So, yeah, my son told me that actually. There was with a girl or something, right?
Yeah. Wait, did your boy see Bone Tomahawk too?
I would like them to because I think it's a really good movie.
No, it is.
It's a great.
So
well, you already know your 14-year-old can handle it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Your 20-year-old, maybe not.
He could handle it. He's got really cool taste in movies. Actually, he's kind of a film buff. My overall impression of Terrifier 3, being new to this world, is you know, I didn't really understand the lore that it seems like has built up. Like, I don't know who the zombie girl was, or like the two surviving.
She was his first victim. That's why her face looks like that.
Yeah.
She was the very first victim. And obviously from not dying and living through it, she basically, you know, goes nuts.
They introduce some supernatural stuff to it, and you can see it in 2, and then they pick it up in 3. They do a nice job of kind of explaining. So I'll mention this. Longest cosplays. Terrifier 3 is the only film I've ever seen that's been hard to watch at moments. I've been watching horror films since I was a kid, and I never expected anything like what I saw. So here's the issue that I had, and I kind of agree. I think this movie would have been better for me. All I'm going to say is that when there's anything in a movie that has to do with little children, that was an instant turnoff. And I was like, oh, wow. Oh, no, they're not. Oh. And then even though you physically don't see it, it's not a visual. The audio cues are there. You visualize it. And I'm like, okay, the movie just dropped for me because of that. Anything with kids doing that, I mean, was an instant negative for me.
So that was in the beginning of the movie. The sound, like when Art the Clown's going up the stairs to the parents and, you know, the kids' room, and he goes to the kids' room first. My thought was, if it's sound effects, okay. If they cut to showing stuff, that's not cool. And they didn't until later on when the mother goes out screaming and sees the aftermath. And I thought that was a little too much, even for, and I would assume that's why this movie probably got an NR rating, because I've seen, well, like you said, Keith, Bone Tomahawk, you know, we've seen, you know, stuff like this in other movies. And the thing I like about Terrifier from a movie making aspect is there's no CG in it. It's all practical effects, which I think is really cool. And that's why I like seeing this stuff, because I used to watch, I can't remember the name of the show. It was on, I think, the Sci-Fi Channel, and it was a show about makeup effects, and it was a competition show. And I just love that behind the scenes stuff and seeing how the stuff is done. But subject matter wise, yeah, I'm with Dennis when it comes to kid, you know, stuff with kids. Sound effects, that's one thing. Showing the aftermath, I'm still kind of like, I don't know if that was necessary.
It was very reminiscent of Fangoria. I mean, the effects were fantastic for being practical effects. And yes, low budget. It really was a low budget. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I will say, like, the guy that plays Art the Clown, I think he's terrific.
Yeah.
And I think that I could have this wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't really know the world yet. But I think like he's not the Terrifier. Like, is the sword the Terrifier? Is like the magic sword?
No, the Terrifier is the clown.
Yeah,
because I thought they called the sword the Terrifier by the end of it.
No, it's actually Art. The swords brought forward is one of the. It gets explained in the earlier ones and stuff, but it is like theoretically like a magic type sword that has the ability to affect him. So yeah, Art the Clown actually is the Terrifier.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch 2, it
really explains a lot.
I don't know if 1 dealt with the supernatural stuff nearly as much as 2 did.
No, it was 2
right?
because she puts on her cosplay because it's the same characters, you know, from 2, and you know it was her and her brother, and it's their story.
Face Off, that was the name of the show. Thank you. Yeah, that I mean, they're going to do a Terrifier 4. I'll be there for it. I kind of hope they stop after 4, just because it's one of those things. It's like it's better than Sharknado, but Jesus, Sharknado went 5 or 6. 6. And it was just like, okay, guys, come on, had enough.
What about a Terrifier or Sharknado crossover?
What's that?
How about a Terrifier or a Sharknado crossover somehow?
You might have something.
Yeah.
You might have something there.
Rich, is that a new book right there? We'll change the names.
If Art the Clown gets reincarnated as a shark, and then terrorizes a
Shark
New York beach. Yeah, around 4th of July.
I think get a hold of David Leone. I think he's the one not only directed, I think he wrote it too. So you might say, hey, got a comic idea for you too.
God, there was a few years ago, I watched this garbage shark movie it had to be sci-fi, but it was around the holidays, and at one point the shark got tangled up in Christmas lights that you hang on your house.
Was it Santa Jaws?
What's that?
Was it Santa Jaws?
Yes, Santa Jaws.
I've seen that.
Title.
Keith, have you seen it?
I've never seen it, but that's a great title.
I watched that because Cody Chamberlain, who hasn't done anything in recent years that I'm aware of, but used to do several books with IDW artist. He did the illustrations in that movie. If you remember right, there was a kid who wanted to be a comic book artist.
Yeah.
Cody did the drawings that appear in the movie, and he may have done some design work for it.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Dude, the CGI in that movie
was pretty good. Yeah.
The CGI was so bad in that movie.
Oh, they all are. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've seen some made-for-TV stuff that's not as bad, but in that movie, it was like, wow, you didn't really try to line that up that well at all. I'm gonna dive out of the water or jump out and eat this person. It's like, oh, but the person's in front of you a little bit as your mouth is going over. Yeah.
So speaking of Santa Jaws, there's a good Christmas movie. We already got our tickets for it. Red One comes out in 2 weeks. So we will be there to see The Rock and Chris Evans go finding Santa Claus who's been kidnapped.
Do you think that looks good? Because I don't think it looks all that good.
Oh, well, Rich.
I think it looks like a typical, I guess, holiday comedy. I like holiday movies like that. I mean, The Rock's in it. Chris Evans, what's his face, is playing Santa Claus. He was Commissioner Gordon in the Zack Snyder films.
Oh, J.K. Simmons.
Yes, he's playing Santa Claus. I think it looks fun. And
the trailer does look fun.
We see a movie a week. You take the good with the bad.
That is true. We are seeing this week, so we can tell you now, we are seeing Elevation. That is the movie we are seeing tomorrow night. From the creators of The Quiet Place. Now, instead of sound, you can't go below 8,000 feet. Why? We have no idea. That's why we're going to go see
because the monsters can't go higher. Duh.
But why? That is always the answer. So, as usual, we will give you the Friday morning movie review on the DNA show.
That stars Anthony Mackie, otherwise known as the Falcon, new Captain America, and Monica blah, 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 who was Deadpool's girlfriend in Deadpool, because I can't say her last name, but she's hot.
So, Elevation's a monster movie set on a plane?
No, No, they live in the mountains at a certain elevation. Okay. And if you watch the trailer, it'll be like the starting elevation, and they're doing stuff, and then they have to go down some, and it clicks the new elevation, and then when they get to the danger point,
and it says that for some reason they don't know why these creatures, the aliens that invaded Earth, they cannot go above 8,000 feet, but they have to go below 8,000 feet in order to get medicine to save their son.
But wait,
so it becomes a thing.
Wait. Is it actually monster aliens, or is it a zombie thing?
We don't know. Okay. They talk about an invasion, so I'm going to assume it's monster aliens. Let's go with it. But we'll know more tomorrow.
What do you guys think about I assume you both have seen the trailer for Captain America: Brave New World.
I think I saw one of the early trailers. I haven't seen anything lately.
What about you?
It looks solid to me. It looks standard, solid. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to flip the Marvel Universe upside down.
I just, the biggest problem I have with it, and I totally understand the whole, suspension of belief or whatever watching these movies. But when you've got Sam Wilson, who's basically just the guy that works out a lot and is, stronger than most dudes, chucking the shield like Captain America, catching it, fighting multiple guys and all that. I don't know. To me, it's just kind of like, this is why Bucky should have got the shield. Because I can believe
maybe they explain why he can do it that way in the movie, though. Like maybe he's been
trained. I mean, that's what I'm hoping.
Yep, that's
maybe
what
they give him
hoping.
steroids.
Yeah, maybe.
They give him Stark technology because everything is Stark technology in the movies.
That's true. Could be
Yeah.
a suit because he does have a more of a actual flying suit because of how fast he can fly now.
Start
Yeah.
So it has to cover
A
his
disappearing
face.
face mask that just appears and reappears whenever he wants to show his face, which drives me crazy with those movies. How the masks just like disappear.
Well, I think the first one was Guardians of the Galaxy with Chris Pratt and Star-Lord.
But that made sense because it was like a space helmet.
Yeah.
And now like everyone's face mask does that. Stupid. I will say, like with the Cat movie, I'm really enjoying Harrison Ford at this stage of his career.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be fun in this thing. And I love him. Do you guys watch Shrinking by any chance?
Which one?
Oh, Shrinking. Oh, I watched that. Yeah, on Apple TV.
Yeah, he's great in Shrinking. Like he's really dry and funny.
Like the Captain America movie was totally like the agent calls up and goes, "Hey, unfortunately, so and so passed away. They think you'd be a perfect replacement." And Harrison's probably like, "Ooh, a Marvel movie? Even at this stage, that's a good paycheck." Okay.
Sure.
Whereas Shrinking is reading the script and going, "Oh, this is really well written. This would be cool."
Right. Yeah, I'm having fun with him as an actor right now. He seems like he's enjoying himself more too.
Yeah. No, Shrinking, I'm a few weeks behind on the new season. I think I've watched the first two. I mean, if you got Dennis, if you haven't watched it, it's a half-hour comedy. It stars what's the actor's name from
Jason Segel?
Jason Segel from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember the actress's name that's in it. I don't suppose you know that. Doesn't matter. But point is, it's Harrison Ford, Jason Segel, this actress, and they're all psychiatrists. And Jason Segel's character, of course, they all have their problems, but his character has more issues as well. And it's just a good cast. It's solidly written. It's funny, but it's not like sitcom funny where it's like, ooh, laugh track and shit like that.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's also relatable. Like it makes you feel. It makes you feel a little bit.
Yeah. Oh no, it's
what a story should.
Well, and it's also from the creator of Scrubs.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Scrubs.
Yeah. No. Well, the guy. Remember the girl on Scrubs? Was her name Marcy on Scrubs?
I never watched Scrubs.
I'm watching Scrubs now. I'm just now getting into Scrubs.
Well, there were two actresses.
No.
It's
not Sarah. It's the other one that was kind of She always plays like a bitchy character, brown hair.
The one
she was in Scrubs. I think she's married to the creator. Is my point.
Oh, that's Chris Miller. She's in Shrinking, and she's married to Greg Daniels, who's the creator of.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, so you'd recognize her.
Okay.
She was in Scrubs and stuff.
Yeah, maybe. And it's how many seasons? 2?
Yeah, it's
Shrinking 2.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, maybe I can do it. We're watching Slow Horses. We were recommended to watch that. And there's 4 seasons. It's British, but it's Gary Oldman, and it's all about the slouches of MI5, the rejects that he has to do, and all the cool things that are happening. We were told it was phenomenal. We watched the first season, and they're right. It just built right up, and second season's picking up. So if you do like British stuff, it is really good.
Where can you see Slow Horses at?
It's Apple TV as well.
Yep.
They have good content on Apple TV. They don't have a lot of shows, but the shows they have tend to be pretty high quality.
Yeah.
Did you
Ted
watch
Lasso?
Well, Ted Lasso was great. I assume you watched that.
Yeah.
Did you watch? It comes back too. I think in December for season 2. Oh my God! It begins with an S. It's the show about the people when they go to work, they get
Severance.
Severance. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Severance is wild, dude. That's a great show.
That is.
Season 2, I think, comes back at the end of this month or December.
I hope so, because I feel like I've been waiting like 3 years now for a season 2.
Yeah. Well, and then we were talking off air about Tulsa King. That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw season 1. I got to dive into season 2.
It's just as good. Did you watch Mayor of Kingstown? Either of you guys?
I've seen the first season, which is great.
Oh man, you got to watch the second.
Better than Yellowstone, I think.
Yeah, I watched the first few episodes of Yellowstone like last year, so it was after it was out for a while, and it just didn't hook me enough to go, oh, I got to come back for the next episode. Whereas, Tulsa King did, Mayor of Kingstown, I got on late, like after the first season was totally done.
I think Yellowstone is you got to get past the first few episodes to get it to the point where it actually starts getting good, because I didn't like the first 1 or 2 episodes either. But they focus on the one son, and then he starts to drift off. He's no longer really a focus of the storyline anymore as they move forward, and the show gets better once they get away from him sort of being the focus of it.
All right. Well, that's cool. What's he saying? Watch Paramount season 2 of Lioness. I did. I started Lioness.
I haven't started it yet. I haven't started it yet.
Yep.
Limited time.
3 episodes in. Solid.
Yeah, see, I didn't get hooked on Yellowstone, so I didn't make it that far. So
yeah,
right,
give it another shot. Go past the first 3 or 4 episodes, and they stop talking so much about that son Casey, and they start to focus more on the daughter Beth, who's a kick-ass character.
Well, she seems to be. So she's the one that's in all the commercials for the new season coming, right?
Yeah, she takes a leading role because it's a great character, and the actress does a really good job. Yeah.
You know how with shows like this, after they get some comments back, reviews, whatever, that's when they'll start basically going, oh, this character actually tests better. So let's write this character higher and lower this one
she's
down.
Almost become the focus of the whole show is almost about her and her relationship with her boyfriend, husband, whose name escapes me now.
And Kevin Costner is coming back, right?
He'll be back. My understanding is he'll be in some of these episodes, but he didn't film the entire second half, and basically he had a dispute because they jerked him around, and he came back, and then they told him that he'd be done, and they didn't have the scripts ready and done in time, so he was just kind of like, I'm out of here, So he'll probably end up getting killed in the second half of the season.
Well, see, I thought it had something to do with the Western he was making.
Yeah, he was trying to wrap mine. He was trying to do Horizon in the Horizon sequels. So they said, we need you to come back for like 6 weeks. He said, okay, I'll give you 6 weeks. And he went back to the sets or whatever, and they didn't even have scripts ready. They were writing on the fly, and he got, my understanding, pissed off. So he may disappear in the middle of this, the second half of this last season.
Well, if New Horizon Part 1 was any indication, I think he can go back to Yellowstone.
Yellowstone's over with at this point.
Yeah. My wife and I watched it, and wow, that was painful.
But do you think, because Yellowstone was pretty much kind of a vehicle for him, I thought, do you think if he's off the show, it'll hurt the show?
This is the last season. They've already said they're done.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's
never
it's
mind.
done. Yeah, this 6 or 8 episodes that are getting ready to start this coming week, that's it. Because he's not coming back.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a spinoff with his daughter Beth. That wouldn't shock me at all, because she has become the focus of the storyline.
Didn't they do that spinoff that took place, a prequel basically with Harrison?
Yeah, somebody down the notes there, Torchbearer or something, said, they do prequels with earlier generations of the same family. So they show like Harrison Ford in, I think, the 20s, and Helen Mirren plays some of Kevin Costner's, I think, probably great-grandfather and grandmother as they established the Yellowstone Ranch, and then the one in 1880s with Faith Hill and Tim McGraw, they show when the settlers get there and really start to build their life in the West.
Did they just tank? Did they tank after one season, or?
I think they're only intended to be one season. It's really just to set up.
Oh, okay.
The family tree, and what came before. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, maybe I'll give it a shot then. I mean, dude, Breaking Bad, it wasn't until like a month after the very last episode aired of Breaking Bad where I was like, okay, everybody keeps saying how good it was. I'll just watch it. And I literally watched from the first episode to the final in like 1 week while I was working. So
I got into Breaking Bad late too. Yeah, that's what I did. I binge watched it all. On
it's so good.
Yeah.
All right. So Keith, I got one question from you because you piqued my interest. World's best cribbage player. Is this a self-appointed title, or did you win some tournament that I'm unaware of?
And do you know what cribbage is?
I love cribbage.
And you're just throwing a word down to seem educated.
Well, I don't know if the word cribbage makes me seem educated. Maybe for you with your low IQ, it does. I don't know.
It does. It's a big word.
Low IQ, low T. Yeah.
My cribbage is my favorite game, Dennis.
Oh.
But it's so hard to find people to play with because not a lot of people know how to play cribbage.
You know what? Next time you come to town, we'll keep an extra day. We'll have a whole cribbage day. I even have a log that is about that big that was cut and it's turned into a cribbage board. So it's giant cribbage board. Oh yeah. Our family is cribbage players.
Oh, I'd love to play. I can't get my kids to learn. I've tried 100 times. Like, why don't you play some cribbage?
Really?
Yeah. Anything I want to do, they want to do the opposite of.
Maybe it's because your kids are cool.
No, they are. That's definitely. Why would they want to play a card game with their dad?
Okay, well that answers one question. But, it's a card game. No. What is the gist of this card game? Because I have no idea.
To win.
I know.
Well,
what do you do?
You play to 121 points. I can't explain the whole cribbage game right now to you because it's going to be boring for everyone. Yeah. But you have a board, and on the board you keep track of your points. You play to 121. Each hand you get 6 cards. You give 2 cards away to the crib. The dealer gets the crib. It's like extra points in every hand. And there's different combinations of cards that give you different combinations of points or runs or pairs. So you just build up your points with the thing. It's I
know that voice. You know that sound voice they use in Charlie Brown cartoons for the teacher.
Was that me right there?
That is what I just heard come out of your mouth.
So it involves math and runs, and these are all things that you're incapable of. So yes,
if I could remove you right now from the stream, I would click the button and you'd be gone. Marcus wants to know: are you guys charging for shipping? I'm assuming yes, but you answer.
Yeah, it'll be tacked on or charged at the end of the.
Yeah, we go through backer kit to charge for shipping later on. It's usually about $9 for the U.S. shipping.
Torchbearer Studio says, just checked out Punch. It looks awesome. I would love to draw the characters. See if you ever need any artwork.
Yeah, send me something to newpainproductions@gmail.com.
Hold on. Let me. Can you type in the chat? Do you see an area where you can type or no?
Do I?
Oh wait, you can't because it's .com, and I'm not joking. What? Say your email again slower.
I'll do it in my Charlie Brown teacher voice, like when I explain cribbage. It's on.
Oh, I understood that.
Yeah.
Newpainproductions@gmail.com. See?
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
You could type that in the chat. Okay, well, let's take one look at it again. Let's why don't you go up, hit refresh. Let's see where we're at here.
Good job refreshing that, Rich. Here.
Nice.
Techno genius.
Look at that. What was that, 4 backers?
Oh,
yeah. We got the official DNA bump. One thing I wanted to mention from the rewards that we didn't talk about earlier is as add-ons, you can get your book signed and remarked by Rich and I.
Okay, cool.
So people are into that kind of thing. And it turns out they can send us the covers ahead of time and then staple them to the books later. So it's easy to do.
Did you see that? Marcus, he back, but Rich, you got to deliver the book to him. Might want to just refund that one.
I want one more backer to make it a nice, what was it, 40, go back up?
What was it, 1860?
No, not the number. The number
44 backers.
I want 45, damn it. My OCD is going off the hook. So somebody else needs to back it.
You back it.
Yeah.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Be the change I want to see in the world. I could be the change I want to see.
I back all your crappy Kor-Drath books. Why don't you jump in and back?
Dennis writes it, so you're hurting his feelings, not mine. Speaking of Kor-Drath, there it is, guys. Kor-Drath Volume 2, The Awakening, continues the saga from Kor-Drath, The Reckoning. Kor-Drath and Adriana are back. They need to continue their quest to save the Shattered Reach from the evils of Vordoom the Undying and Lilneth and the Necronite. The Necronite goes and uses his evil power to raise the undead and have them go and eviscerate the Black Eagles tribe. King Kor-Drath, Adriana, and the members of her tribe fight off this legion of the undead? There's only one way to find out, and that's back in Kor-Drath, The Awakening, 64-page graphic novel. Guys, I have got, what am I on? I've got 10 pages to go. 10 pages to draw in this book, and then it'll be complete. Dennis wrote a whole new role-playing game module, totally different story. Get that along with it. Play your favorite characters from your role-playing games.
And we just got feedback on the last one that the test players loved the simplicity and the new storyline. So looking forward to the final test play notes on that before that goes to print.
There you go.
That's
so
a
you
fun
can
idea.
back that. We are at, let's see, $53,830, 751 backers. Let's get it to 55,000 to match my 55 years on this earth. Double nickels. We can do it, guys. Go back it today. The link is in the description below. Of course, we have tons of fun, good stuff for you guys. If you're into role playing, you could go get yourself as an add-on the Kor-Drath minifigure, 2-inch size, perfect for role playing, and 2 inches is perfect for the ladies in Dennis's life. 3-inch size, or the big massive 5-inch size. I know all about that. Already unlocked the first stretch goal.
You know what? I'm done.
Featuring,
I'm
done. Bragging about it.
Featuring the Vordoom playable character card. Hey, I Googled it. I know what average is, so you guys shut your mouths. And I mean, seriously, guys, do it for us. Do it for Dennis and Andy. Go back that campaign for us. I mean, look how awkward Dennis makes me feel when we travel. Just this past weekend, we were in Richmond, Kentucky, and it felt just like this. I believe at one point I even said, those aren't pillows.
I did threaten to yank the steering wheel and drive off a cliff, so I'll just say that's how it went.
That's right. So, guys, the link for the description, or the link of Kor-Drath The Awakening is in the description below. So go back that, take your time to scroll through the campaign, check out the video, look at all the perks, and have a good time. Did we get one more backer? Let's find out. Probably not, but and it's hard for me to back it because I'm not. And literally, can't even reach my keyboard from where I'm sitting. So
I already backed it. Because I was so excited when Rich told me. I love this kind of stuff, especially when he had told us some of the characters. I think it was at Rick and Dave's when we had talked. So very excited for it.
Torchbearer says, can you change the size descriptions to 3-inch figure to flaccid size and 5-inch figure to erect size? I could do that.
Wouldn't the 3-inch be kind of a chubby?
Huh?
Wouldn't the 2-inch be the flaccid and the 3-inch sort of a chubby?
Well, maybe in your world, Rich, but where the men are, it's what Torchbearer.
You were talking about having the average, so I'm just saying.
Hey, whatever. I'm just a white guy. Leave me alone. I can't jump either.
Well,
what else do you want to know?
Just remember when he said, I just caught that fish and it was 5 inches. He went just like that. So just keep perspective. It's all a matter of perspective.
Just remember, guys, you too can go out and buy a tape measure and renumber it for when your wife wants to know.
I think she knows by now, Andy.
Yeah, probably.
Is that a metric tape measure?
Could be. You change the MM to IN, and that's all you need to do.
Good tip. That's a good helpful
tip. I didn't get a chance to read
Punch
it.
Number 1. There it is, everybody. Right
Thank
there.
you, Randy.
So, guys, there's a couple hundred of you watching it through the YouTube and Rumble. So all those links will be down below. And it looks like we got about 150, 160 of you guys on X. They posted all the links in the X chat. So you'll be able to click on it right there and go through it. So, and if you guys look it up later, just click on the link. Go back to this awesome project by Rich and Keith.
That's right. Go check out Punch. Rich, one more time. What does Punch stand for?
Pubescent, Undercover, NEURO-DIVERSE, Cryptid Hunters.
Say that 5 times fast, and you'll get a free copy of Punch. signed by Keith and Rich.
Heck yeah.
That's right.
Hand delivered.
Marcus says, always measure from the middle of the tank to just past the tip. Adam Carolla. He knows.
Wow, he's quoting Adam Carolla. Wow, didn't think we would get that on the show.
I don't know what he's talking about. To get the 5 inches, I'm measuring from the small of my back to the tip.
I measured from the wall behind me.
Exactly. Hey, that dude that got cut in half, Rich, was his junk intact?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, it was on the lower half, so yeah.
Nice.
Good.
You checked, didn't you?
Not really. I sent
an
underling to do it.
Let's be honest, Rich. You were a lowly scrub rookie cop.
I was a supervisor.
They had to haze you.
Andy, I was a supervisor. On the scene, I just point and say, do this, do that. I don't.
You just point and go check that man's junk. He might be dead and cut in half, but he needs to go in the ground whole.
Never mind, I'm going to do it myself.
He reached down and he went cough. Oh, wait. That was the end of that.
Oddly, 30 feet away, he went.
That's right. You told him to cough. And then the upper body listened. All right, guys. That will do it for today. We'd like to thank our guests, Keith and Rich.
Thank you.
Like Dennis said, tomorrow night, we're seeing Elevation. We'll drop the movie review first thing Friday morning for you guys. And there you have it. That was another great, fun show. When we are done streaming, Keith, this is your first time. Do not close your tab or whatever.
Yeah, hang back. We'll bring you back in after.
Yeah, okay. For when we're done recording. So until next time, bye-bye, everybody.
Live while you prosper.
Say bye, Keith. Be polite.
Bye-bye, guys. Thank you for watching.
An ancient evil awakened to slaughter his family. A mythical quest was revealed. Treacherous perils await. Lovers bound by destiny. Darkness gathers as a new game begins. One man's rage will shape worlds. Kor-Drath, The Awakening. Only on Indiegogo. Back it now!